What's up, everybody? We are back, and
So it begins.
of course, we have to play that. But we are back. I did not tweet the link out for the stream yet, so I'll do that as we talk. Flip, how are you doing today, man?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. Glad to be here. I'm still alive. I don't have the pandemic flu or whatever the hell it's called, the beer bug.
Corona craziness.
Yep, but I do I do see it to a degree like how everyone's kind of freaking out about it, but we can get into that later. But I'm healthy.
You sure about that?
Well, mentally I might be a little unstable. But yeah,
You might have coughed once.
Definitely.
That equals illness.
Yep. I was told to look to the left and cough. So I don't know, is that
exactly,
or am I lucky?
We will find out. It's a mystery. I am sending the link out. I usually tweet that out before we go live, but it's been such a crazy day today and whatnot. This might actually be a shorter stream. I don't know, maybe less than an hour. I don't know. We'll see. But what are some things that have been going on, man? I mean, do you have enough toilet paper? You good?
Yeah. We went to the store, I don't know, a couple days ago. And at that time, I was just sort of like, I just dismissed this whole thing. Like, oh, yeah, that happened in China. Whoa. And then the same day, it's the same day that the president spoke. Of course, we were at the store before he spoke. So, we saw the area, and it was befuddling, man. No one's buying the bread and the milk and the eggs, but they're buying the hell out of some toilet paper. And I find that.
Yeah. Toilet paper, Purell, water, all that stuff.
They were out of Purell as well. They had plenty of water, but I asked the lady standing nearby at the Walmart that we have. It's undersized because the city next to us refuses to allow Walmart to come in, and for fair reasons, because it drives smaller businesses out. The whole story.
Of course.
So the same thing happened with our city. Is that since it's already here, they won't let them expand it. So it's, I'd say, like a medium super Walmart. It's not like the smaller ones, but anyway, there's always somebody stocking, like always. There's like the weirdest. I mean, every aisle has got somebody who works for Walmart. Anyway, she's standing there. I said, how come, you're out of toilet paper? And she goes, oh, the coronavirus and people are buying it. I said, yeah, when are you getting more in? She says, oh, yeah, the manufacturer's not supplying it to us right now, so we don't know. Isn't that unprecedented?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Not even.
I don't know. It's like I understand getting. Actually, I'm surprised more people aren't getting the fresh stuff right now because those are things you'd want to freeze or something to hold off if you're trying to store them because you won't be able to get as many fresh foods if for some reason the grocery store is closed down. So I don't know. That's weird.
Well, if it's me, I'm buying soup before anything else. And yes, you need something when everything goes out the other end. But I don't know about you, man, but my bathroom happens to have this wonderful, marvelous invention called a shower. And
what?
Yeah, water comes out of a hole and it sprays you. It's amazing. You'd love it. You'd love it. I wish I could get my son to see that shower more often. But seriously though, it's I'd rather have the food to go into me, than worry about that first. I mean, you would need both, but
right. But I feel like people are worrying, like, okay, so what happens if I run out of toilet paper? I don't know. Let's just go buy more so we don't run out. It's like there's no next step after that. I mean, okay, like, is there 20 people in your house, and is that why? No, 2 people house, and a kid maybe. Jesus Christ! All right. Like, ration the toilet paper. We're gonna go to work this week, and I was like, "Are we have to ration out our toilet paper?" They're like, "No, but we'll have to keep our inventory pretty secure. Like, we'll have to keep track of it." Like, all right,
square by square, man.
Yep, you get four squares each. Make it last. You're welcome. And yeah,
I'm surprised that like Charmin and I don't know another toilet paper manufacturer, Great Value, Walmart, whoever makes it out there. I'm surprised they're not doing commercials. Well, I guess if they can't keep up with demand, they probably wouldn't do commercials.
Right.
And demand is obviously high. I think one day we're going to look back at this like, Remember when everyone ran to the store and tried to get all the toilet paper?
So I'm really wondering how long that will last, where everybody's trying to buy things in bulk as they come. Like, that's gonna piss me off if it's like, a few weeks later and people are still just buying out the shelves. Like, come on, guys. Like, really? You're just trying to buy everything. That's very self-absorbed, too. To be honest, it's like, fuck you. I'm getting this. It's
Everyone's a freaking
right.
expert survivalist all of a sudden. Like, they're like, oh man, we know what we got to do. We got to. I mean, this is like, it's so strange. Y2K. When Y2K hit, and everyone thought the computers were going to end the world, which to me seemed absurd, but people get that frame of mind where they think, well, anything could happen. And so they suddenly become expert survivalists. Back then, they were putting up 9-foot tall chain link fences with barbed wire around the top and the bottom. You would drive down the road and you would see this, especially out in some of the country areas of Georgia. Everyone had a compound. And I don't remember toilet paper being a big issue back then.
Probably wasn't, and they probably had enough, different ways to make it last or to wipe their ass. I mean, I don't know. There was a time before toilet paper, like that was an existing thing. That people had other means to wipe the bottom.
Yeah, like in Demolition Man with the 3 seashells.
I suppose.
You're not alone. I still don't know how to use the 3 seashells. So,
but it's like still, it's like, yeah, there's a washcloth. As Culture Casino pointed out, you have a washing machine. I mean, that's the thing too. We have running electricity and water and stuff, so it's not like we're totally cut off. It's like, yeah, just some of the freshest foods won't be in the grocery stores probably, for a while. Maybe, I don't even know about that. I mean, it's only been a couple days, and it's the weekend, so for all we know, by tomorrow, stores will be, stocked up again. And it's like, oh, okay.
Hard to say. And people aren't going to the movies, I understand.
Yeah, sounds like it. And it sounds like movies are pulling back some of their release dates because they don't want to release them during the, worst, people not showing up for the public. So kind of makes sense, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of odd. Because I don't understand why everybody's so freaked out anyway, though. I mean, that's the thing. It's like everybody's like, oh, no, somebody's sick. And it's allergy season. So people, if you have the sniffles, I mean, the people go, you have the corona. And it's like, just, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, to a degree, I think there's some level of concern that in only, what's it been, 9 weeks? Something like 9 weeks since Wuhan province of China, the little fish market down there, the disease jumped from an animal into a human. This human got very sick, and we're within 9 weeks. I might be off by a week or two, but between that amount of time, it's spread to every major country in the world rather fast. And when I woke up, I guess it was yesterday morning, I switched over to YouTube, and it had a CDC video, and the lady, right off the bat, it starts, because I look in subscriptions and it just is already playing. I hit the button and she's like, it will reach everyone eventually. And I just turned it off like, oh my God, that's not the way I wanted to wake up, but
yeah, great news.
You will die. But I mean, I don't think it would kill everybody. Obviously kids aren't immune. They're just not really getting it. And people over 80 or more, at risk. But I myself, I'm 46. And I probably could be in better health. I think, anyone might assess their own risk factor depending on how they know themselves. Me, I am concerned to a degree. When I get sick, I mean, it's rare, but when I do, it feels rough, and a flu that's supposedly 10 times worse than normal has got to be something I just don't want to experience. But what do you think? You think everyone's going to eventually experience this?
I mean, it's probable, I suppose. And I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. Like, I know that like people in Italy have had quite a few deaths with it. Like 1,000 deaths from Corona. So, I mean, I don't know what the conditions are in Italy though, like as far as the actual population, area, atmosphere, everything. So I don't know how much different that is, but I I don't know. I feel like it kind of makes sense that most people would probably get it at some point, but I don't know about it entirely because if that means kids will get it, I mean, that's what I thought that they're susceptible to, but I've hardly heard of any kids getting it, so I don't really know.
Yeah, same. I'm prepared, like mentally. I've had in the past. 2002. I had meningitis, which is an infection of the meningeal sac that surrounds the spinal cord, and all that fluid that's in it gets infected. I have no idea how I got it, but it was basically, you go to the hospital. You'll find that you have to. There's no choice. It makes you feel in such a way. And I went and they had to do a spinal tap to even find out that's what I had. And they said to me, if you have the virus, you will live for us to help you. But if you have the bacterial infection, you'll be dead by morning. And that was very scary. Now, if this is not quite meningitis, we're talking about the flu, I feel pretty bad. Well, then I'm not as worried because I survived the hell out of that. But, and I've had the flu before. It's rough. Hell, when I was in 9th grade, what's that kissing disease? I mean, not disease.
Cooties?
No. And not herpes either. It was, I can't remember the name of it. It was
swine flu. There's bird flu. There's Ebola. I mean, I don't know. Pick your disease.
I can't remember. It wasn't as bad as any of those, but it was rough too. Anyway, the point is I'm prepared to have to deal with that, but it's still like it feels like a black cloud behind you trying to catch up to you, How do you feel about it? You feel prepared?
I mean, prepared enough, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. For me, it's just it's just allergy season anyway, so I don't know exactly what to be prepared for. It's like, especially if everybody's going to get it, if that's possible, like, I don't know what amount of prepared do you need to be? Like, am I going to be cowering in the corner, not having contact with any human? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, I used to worry about this type of thing, but I'm just not anymore. Like, and it's funny because I don't want, to be, I don't want to catch the illness either. Goddamn, sounds like it sucks. But, I'm just not worried. I have no idea why. I'm just totally calm and cool. I bet if I had it though, I'd be like, fuck guys, what the hell?
Yeah.
Until then, I'm just, it's just, regular day.
Their instructions for keeping yourself away from infection are really basic rhinovirus, the common cold suggestions. Wash your hands, don't touch your eyes or nose or mouth with your hand. And that's pretty much it. That's stay home if you're sick. So you don't infect and kill other people. That's not a very good instruction for my life. I mean, people have to get out there and work. So there's a certain inevitability to it. But I have to tell you one thing about this whole damn mess, and I'd like to address the possible conspiratorial parts of it too, but I'm frustrated with it. I'm mad that it exists. I literally feel like it slows things down. Like, I'm currently searching for work. So I imagine not a lot of people are going to be real thrilled to interview random strangers, right now.
Yeah, true. Usually you start with a handshake.
Right. And that's getting in front of people. I could just see myself as a person interviewing people, which I've done before. And if they came in leaking out their nose and red eyes, sneezing, that'd be it. I'd say, hey, boss, we're done for now. Can we wait till later? You've got businesses closing down left and right, which slows them. Like, if you were to order something on Amazon, I imagine right now it would be fine. Give it another couple of weeks, and I bet you have a lot of trouble getting your order. So
yeah, well, and with schools closing down, parents would have to stay home more and might not even be able to do their jobs because of it. So it's affecting jobs in general, and then schools going down could affect more jobs. I mean, what's the risk factor people are willing to take? Like, for me personally, I do want to go back to work, but I mean, my work was closed because it was getting remodeled. But like, I want to continue working and making money. I don't want to, it's 6 weeks off or something. No. Let me go back to work and make money, unless they're going to pay me for it. But I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, if you were in a union, it would be a no-brainer. Like, you totally get paid anyway, which is good. My pops is in a union, but it's just baffling. They've closed the schools here and given all the kids a little laptop or a tablet. It's not a tablet. It folds like a laptop. It's just a little smaller. It's about the size of a small MacBook, but it's a PC style. And
a little tablet of some kind, yeah.
Yeah, the kids over in your state are also out, right?
Yep, they've been estimated to be out. They're going to be out until like April 24th.
Jeez.
Which is essentially April 27th, because that's like a weekend.
Right.
Yeah, so parents, think about that too. So all the parents that are going to be staying home, like they'll have their kids with them every day of the week. So usually where the school would feed them lunch or something. Now the parents have to be able to keep their kids entertained and fed all day, every day. And it's not even summer yet. It's like, holy shit, that's gonna be quite spendy, I imagine, for some households. So I mean, that could also attribute to why people are bulking up and buying in the stores. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see the way it shakes out. But it's also, it's sort of a scary thing to see how it'll shake out. This is, in my entire life, I've never heard of anything this intense, and it causes a little bit of second guessing on my part. Like, I tend to be a very conspiratorial person. I don't know, but I think of little things and connect the dots. But it's not like I sit there and I'm freaking out, sitting in the corner of a room with a light on me and pulling my hair out, talking to myself. But I just, in the back of my mind, I connect the dots, right? And I think, I guess the libs knew they weren't going to get voted in this year, and it did start in China, and most of the people in Hollywood aren't sick, and I just do weird stuff like that. But
yeah, and they tested Donald Trump. He got negative though on the thing. So
yeah, and then but they didn't want to test him right away. They were like, "Oh, we're going to test him, but we're sure he's fine." Whether you like him or not, that was pretty strange. And then, like Jeremy was saying, he was talking about the Bob Chapek and Iger situation. I don't know if you saw that, but he was saying, "Is it funny that the governor of California met with Bob Iger the other day?" And he brought up the point that why would he need to meet with the governor? Stocks are falling, and Bob Chapek is over there having to deal with all the stress of figuring out what to do, how to not lose $20 billion or X amount of dollars for Disney specifically. And Iger got out just in time to walk away without the responsibility of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what his video was about. It was a great Geeks and Gamers video, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed it. And it brought up that subject. So there's this way in my mind that I saw it like, well, that's conspiratorial too. And then he ended it with, and at the end of all this, what if, they clean everything up in the state, and that's when Bob Iger comes back in, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got this, no problem. See, we cleaned it up, no problem." And it just fixes. I don't know. And you can see that. You can literally see that happening as a possibility.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I'm thinking of it like, in less than a month, we'll be looking back at this going, wow, that Corona, crazy, right? It's like, okay, back to normal, I'm hoping. But who knows? I mean, I think there's got to be like a 14-day period. People want to have like a good 2 weeks to make sure things are going good. So maybe it's a good idea that some of the businesses close down temporarily for a little while for the moment, so they can, maybe disinfect and clean. But I also feel like, like I went to Red Robin the other day and it was empty, and they like just bleached and cleaned it down the day before, and like they're just standing around, and like, I'm like, fuck, dude, like, is everybody freaked out to catch something here? Because I'm not. And it's like, if I'm too nervous about catching germs or something, well, then I should bring Purell or wipes or something to, take my own precautions. But it's like, I don't know, it's like, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's like we're in a modern society, and we don't really know how to live like this, like just avoiding everything and everyone. So
yeah.
And so in my mind, I don't. Like, I'll just continue like normal, kind of. Just maybe be slightly more aware, but that's it. Just have the knowledge, but not the overreaction, I guess. But I mean, it's good to be cautious sometimes. But I used to be nervous like that too with things. And if I was more prone to being sick, then yeah, I'd be a little nervous too. But I guess I only get sick like once a year now. So I guess I'm not all that nervous. I don't know. That's just for me personally. That's just not the biggest thing. But I'm going to say hello to the chat real quick while we got them. Got Tom from Midnight's Edge in the chat. What's up, buddy? What's up? Not My Star Wars says, flipped out. Stay calm. Star Wars has Baby Yoda.
Yeah, Star Wars does have Baby Yoda for now. I love Baby Yoda.
Yep, that's pretty good. Culture Casino says, I have 6 Star Wars movies to watch. Hey, you'll have time to watch it too. Everybody's events keep on getting closed, so there's gonna be plenty of time. I feel like that's the one thing too. Everybody's weekends have freed up to do stuff at home. It's like at home projects or something. That's a perfect time for it. I think. What was that?
I live in Atlanta. Well, I mean, not exactly in Atlanta. I live on the outskirts, but we don't watch The Walking Dead anymore. We just live it.
Oh yeah, that's what we are now. That's what people are. Which everybody in the chat, let me know, which apocalyptic event would you rather have? Like zombies, aliens, monsters, or hell rising? Monsters, aliens, zombies, or hell rising? I mean, over the coronavirus. The coronavirus is lame as far as an apocalyptic event, if that's the case. It's like, oh, that sucks. A virus? That's kind of lame.
He says it's lame.
You can't have Vin Diesel punch a virus. It's not as cool.
Right.
Now my Star Wars says a lot of people laid off. School's closed for weeks. Going to be a while for things to go back to normal. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Very true. Teresa Martin's here. What's up, Teresa? What's up, Teresa? Saying hello to everybody. He said, Culture Casino says, paint my green screen wall tomorrow. Yeah, that's a good idea. Sounds cool.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, some people use paint these days.
Huh.
Instead of the whole cart, if they have like a walled off area in their house or a room that they don't use as much, or a basement or something, a spare room, that's a good idea.
Yeah, use a good matte paint. You'll need that for lighting and such. But ours, Rook and I have talked. I mean, we've had some minor issues with, me for sure, with the trying to get the creases out. I guess that's the word, crease, of the green screen when you pull on. It's a sheet, So that's a great idea. Great idea.
Yeah, I'd like to do that to the floor or something, so I can have the green screen on the in the air, and then the green screen floor or something. But Red Gaze says zombies faux show. What do you think, Flip? Which would you rather have for an apocalyptic event?
And I saw your
yeah.
And I'll say the same thing. I would rather it be zombies. Normally, I totally love aliens. I would welcome them to come down and, I don't want them to like raid us and take us over. That would suck. I'd prefer if they helped us eliminate the zombies. And if it was going to be a zombie outbreak, I'd want it to be so massive and intense. They're like, I don't know, maybe 10 people left. And they're the ones that need the aliens' help,
Restart immediately.
And then you get like one alien comes down, but he can obliterate them with his mind, and we'd be buddies, obviously. Yeah. So that's how it works out in my mind.
That's awesome. Well, you whittle it down to a T though, and then you can repopulate from there, and that's almost the Thanos plan. Like, just he'll just redo it all himself. But
I don't want everyone like dead per se.
No, I know what you mean.
Fantasy of some sort.
Right, I know. It's all hypothetical anyway. Teresa Martin says aliens. I agree. See, I would want aliens so that we could finally prove that they exist and be like, hell yeah, and then discover their technology and all that, and be like, hey, so can you go faster than the speed of light? That's been a bitch of a question scientists have been kind of looking at. They're like, yeah, maybe, but no, but only if you teleport or like open a wormhole. But no, it's hard to say.
Yeah,
hard to say. Culture Casino says zombies, good target practice. Yeah, I think that zombies would be the most fun apocalyptic event because they're not really conscious in trying to get you. They're just trying to instinctively get you. So therefore, you can maneuver around them pretty easily enough and figure out plans and ways. And there's been a million zombie movies, so take your pick on how you want to survive. Hold yourself up or keep on moving, traveling.
It's like killing. I'm gonna hold that joke back. That was inappropriate. So.
Okay. Over easy mode says aliens. I want alien tech. Yeah, same here. We should reverse engineer them. And it's like even if they invaded us, trying to take over the planet in some way, shape, or form, like the survivors is where we get the strongest ones coming out. We'd figure out a way to beat them with our primitive technology and reverse engineer theirs maybe. And all it takes is a reverse one gun and then we win, or make one of them join our side and then we'll kick their asses. That's how it always works in movies for some reason.
Got to get the tech. Agreed.
Yes. Soul Assassin says, bring on the hordes of hell. I think he wants to be like a Doom guy from Doom or something, right? Destroying those little fuckers.
If you had the demons and hell coming and rising, I guess you'd get the zombies with it. So I hadn't considered that.
Oh, no. This would be a different form. This would be like the higher levels above zombie. This would be like, the ones that can like crawl on the walls and like, claw you and maybe have the tongues or maybe that powers. Maybe they're giant. Some of them, maybe some could fly. I'd say the hell rising would be more special than zombies. Because that'd just be the dead specifically. This is like the creatures of hell.
Soul suckers.
It's exactly like I don't know what other way to say it other than hell rising, because it's more specific to just the mythology of hell rather than dead people. So
I think it's very descriptive. When I read that on your tweet, I was like, yeah, I get that. I was thinking Doom specifically. Yeah.
Like I was gonna put demons, but I'm like that's too like religious-y in the words. But hell rising is like, yeah, let's get these fuckers. Let's get them.
I play a demon. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, with the Rob Boss.
Yeah, I hadn't considered if it was, sending out these religious connotations. Like, I guess it could, right?
I mean, some people might because they'll think angels and the demon. I don't know what I mean. Supernatural base or something. Who knows? But
I think I would go now. I hate to say this, but I think I'm going to change it to Hell Rising.
Hell Rising, yeah. I feel like that's more like the questions of humanity and. How can we figure out a way to beat them if it's, maybe it is through religious things like holy water and all that, crosses and whatnot. Who knows? Maybe it's just get a big ass shotgun and rocket launcher and you're good. You're set to go. I don't know. Who knows? Do the demons have guns? I don't know.
I feel like it would just be so much more satisfying killing a demon or a soul sucking son of a bitch than it would be a zombie that's kind of sliding at me like he just got out of the, freaking old person's home.
The only advantage the zombies have is numbers. That's it. Like other than that, they're not really a threat. You have a fork, you could pretty much take one out. Like,
did you watch? God, was it called the one with Ving Rhames? Sorry, Dawn of the Dead. Was it Dawn of the Dead?
Yeah, that's the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead, I think.
Where they end up at the mall?
Yeah, they're in the mall. Yep.
That one scene where they shot the propane tank, and it, is in the middle of the crowd of zombies. That was epic, man. That was really cool. That's the sort of satisfaction I would look for in a apocalypse.
Yeah, just suit up a vehicle and just bulldoze through bodies and just blood and guts and limbs everywhere. Yeah, that'd be pretty fun. That would be fun. And Dead Rising, in the game Dead Rising, it's in a way it's similar to Dawn of the Dead because it takes place usually at a mall or a public gathering building. So you get to just line up through the hordes and take them out. So that's pretty fun. Riot Kitty says monsters. Now when I say monsters, like a monster apocalypse, I'm thinking this could be the variety of like giants, goblins, vampires, werewolves, freaking mummies, Frankensteins. I don't care. Monsters. Giant, freaking, I can't think of names right now, trolls or something,
Big trolls. Hey, this is weird. Are trolls the really big ones? The really tall? What am I thinking of?
See, because there's like giants and there's like goblins, and I feel like trolls are kind of like half of them. Like, so they might be a little bigger, like a Hagrid or something. But I don't know. Riot Kitty probably knows that better than I do because I don't really know either. I know in Harry Potter it's like a giant, but he's like a dumb giant.
Yeah,
and like Hagrid is like a half giant, so they're not the same thing. They're different because then he also had his brother, which was like an actual big giant, and is like I don't know. That's different. I think it's different for different, history and mythical stuff and whatnot.
I suppose it depends. Yeah, that bathroom scene in Harry Potter with the big troll, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was decent.
And then there's like the giant later in like the 5th or 6th one that's like Hagrid's brother.
Oh, I've seen them all, but it's been a while.
Same here. I don't really watch them again. I feel like I can't watch them the same way I used to. Like I used to really enjoy them, and I'm just kind of like, I mean, I get it, but I don't know. It's just not as fun.
You know how it ends, I guess.
I don't know. To me, it's just not. When I was younger, I guess I thought about it more, and then as I'm older, I'm just thinking about how does that work? Like, why does that happen? And then I'm thinking about the consistencies with magic, and then like whenever because at first in the first one they established that the wand chooses the wizard, and then like by episode 3 they're like using each other's wands, swapping back and forth, and then by like number 4 or 5 they're just like pointing their wands, shooting them like bullets and lasers at each other without casting a spell, and I'm like, what? And it just got really different, and it had like the child funness, and then just went total dark. And I was like, I mean, it's fine. I'm fine with it being darker, but it's like literally dark, like darker, dim, dark. Like it's just not as fun to watch, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, overall, but you're right.
Yep. Not My Star Wars says, yeah, you answered while I was typing the question, but LOL, thanks. Yep. I don't know what that's referring to, but yep. Culture Casino says bear interior flat, they'll mix it for you. Oh, he's talking about the green screen stuff. Okay. That's what I'm talking about, the green screens, yep. Soul Assassin says zombie demons. Oh my god.
2 in 1.
I mean, I feel like, I don't know what that would mean. Like, a demon that's alive that gets killed and bit by a zombie or something and becomes a zombie demon. Like, I don't really know what would be different about it.
Well, I could see, maybe hordes and hordes of gay zombie demons. We're mixing things.
I know. I'm just trying to, because like a demon, is a demon alive or is it a dead thing?
I thought they had to, kind of take over a person's body or soul. And
like they kind of take it over. But so does that mean that it's alive or that it's dead?
Huh.
Because then if it was a zombie demon, what would that be like? You get bit and transform like a day later or something. Like what? They go, is it like a slower demon now? Sorry, it's all Assassin. I'm trying to think what that is.
I'm trying to access my sci-fantasy Wikipedia in my head here. I suppose, in a weird way, I think they're alive, but not in a way that we understand it, and they have to use a body because they can't live in our dimension and in corporeal form unless they're in a body, maybe.
Well, because like I'm thinking of Left 4 Dead and how there was different types of zombies. There's like the normal fast zombies that are just like running at you and just as normal zombies pretty much. And then there's like the witch or banshee or something that's like a little girl, but it's like a witch thing. I don't know if that is a consciousness or not, and then there's like these fat ones that are gigantic and bulldoze over you kind of. So I don't know. Like, would that be a demon or just a normal zombie with the mutation? I don't know. That's the questions we need to answer. Chat, help us out here. I don't know.
It's funny how we get into such a subject coming from this pandemic talk, because we are really, I think most of us in the back of our mind is kind of related to that at one point or another.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the behaviors that people are doing because they're stabbing each other over water and trying to stock up on things. So it's, like they're gearing up for the apocalypse is what it seems like. So it's like, okay, so it's a viral apocalypse. So it's, nothing fun, but it's let's pretend that it's how would we have a different one? What would we prefer? If we could pick our apocalypse, what would it be?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think is funny about it. Right, Kitty says we need a gnome apocalypse. A gnome apocalypse? What? That would be funny. That'd be a funny movie.
Everyone's running around punting them butters.
I'm picturing Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen, and Ryan Reynolds, and like Michael or Samuel Jackson, like running away from gnomes with like little like swords or something. Like,
yeah, definitely Jonah Hill.
The army of this, the time of men, or the age of men is over. The time of the gnomes have come. It's like just fucking cutting off people's legs, and oh no, my legs.
Hey, Rookie, have you seen This Is the End?
No, but I think that's like the third part of like the Cornell type of movies with like the Hot Fuzz and the Shaun of the Dead or something. Is that right?
No, it doesn't link to those. Not to my understanding.
Well, I mean, they're not direct links, but I mean, it's the same two people and it's the same style. It's the, I think that's the same one.
Well, it's Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill's in it.
Oh, now I'm thinking of like where they hop to different bars or something. I think.
Right, I know the one you're talking about. That one's similarly named. What's the name?
I feel like they came out around the same time or something, so I'm kind of confusing them. But yeah, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's like with James Franco's in that, right? I think.
Yeah, yes.
And like Emma Watson like steals their money or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, it's a good movie. First time I saw it, I just kept getting shocked left and right. I just loved it. In a weird kind of way, they kind of talk about a sequel to Pineapple Express within the movie. I don't know if you've seen that either, but
nope.
No, Franco and Seth Rogen. So yeah,
right.
That's a good apocalypse movie.
Over Easy Mode says the magic fights were BS. It was blaster fire. Magic has so many more options than that. Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying with the other stuff. See you later, Midnight's Edge. Thank you, Tom, for stopping by. Appreciate ya. And guess what, Flip? We've got ourselves a guest.
All right.
He is backstage. I'm going to play our intro for him.
Forth and fear no darkness! Arise! Arise, riders of Theoden! Spears shall be shaken! Shields shall be splintered! A sword day! A red day! And the sun rises!
Welcome, General Katarn. What's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. Long time. Wait, let me just get my my avatar here, which I have not put in. Where's my lightsaber?
you're a white guy. We can't have any more whites. Not enough diversity on here.
There's no more white males.
You have enough diversity. You've got red. You've got an alien. You've got a rookie, and you have a General Katarn, who is the White Knight. That's why.
Too many white males up here.
Too many white males, but at least I'm not toxic.
Toxic.
So, hey, everyone.
If you're a male, you're automatically toxic.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. Let him in.
Yep, that's good.
Actually, I don't identify as a man today, so I guess you can't hate on me.
Hold up. Right, Kitty says, where the heck is this from? Oh my god, is she talking about the Lord of the Rings clip I just played? Oh my god. Right, Kitty, you're making me do this.
Hey, what's my ex doing in your videos?
What was that?
What's my ex doing in your video?
I don't know.
Shot, it makes me feel so much better.
If my timing was right, I would have played this clip.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
I'll see you later.
Oh, I just love that part, man.
Oh, that's great. So, Katarn, you've got something premiering a little later today, right?
Well, yeah, I'm actually kind of stressed out because this is the only thing that I've ever done, either on my computer, either on paper, that I have reevaluated time and time again. I've revisited my stories. And since I realized that I cannot present them like the 16-year-old that I used to write like back then, I tried to enrich the dialogue. I'm not really that good at dialogue. I'm just better at, telling stories and stuff. So I decided after learning a few new words, a few new expressions, because I'm not perfect in English, I decided to reevaluate my work. So that makes me really, really nervous, but also excited at the same time.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah, if you want to tell us about, your channel, other things that you're doing with this. You got a lot of projects you're doing with your lightsabers and stuff, dude. The floor is yours right now, man, for the rest of this.
Well, It's actually been a very busy beginning of the year because I have a few projects coming up regarding my lightsabers. I have another one that is going to be coming next week, actually, a very personal project of mine that I'm going to be making a video on the channel. My fan fiction was something that I wanted to do for some time, and I thought to myself that, well, I wanted to get it out there at some point in time, and I said that if I don't do it now, it's never going to happen. And I said, hey, let's give it a shot because I know that people right now are starving and thirsty for Star Wars content that they can read or listen to that makes sense to them, that makes them feel good. And I decided to give it a go with my own fan fiction. And I said, hey, all you have to do is respect the legacy characters. Don't get them out of character, and you can add any shit you want. Just pay your respects to the characters that need that respect. And I followed that very simple thing that a multi-billion company like Disney couldn't, and we all know that. So I decided to keep the formula real simple, and boom, there we go. My fan fiction, it's ready.
Sweet. Yeah, you don't want to make it looking anything like this, right?
No. I'm sorry.
When he said Disney shit, I was going to play it right there. And I was like, oh, Disney shit.
I wanted to be a benevolent writer and give people something that they might want to hear, even if it's a different story. I want to thank Disney actually, and Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams, because they inspired me to write my fan fiction. They inspired me into thinking that, hey, if they can get away with Palpatine and killing Snoke and making Luke Skywalker drink green titty milk and people loving that, I'm like, okay, I can get away with a few crazy ideas. So they basically laid the groundwork for outrageous storytelling, and people seem to like it.
Yes, what I've heard so far is much better than what they did anyway, so that's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Well, I believe I gave you guys a little sneak peek in my work a few days ago. And for people that are wondering what the story is going to be about, I am a huge Legends fan. I'm well versed in Star Wars Legends and the expanded universe, and I try to incorporate a lot of Star Wars, the canon that we have pre-Disney, including Rogue One. That's the exception, actually. And I also used the old Legends material, some of it that I enjoyed, some of it that I thought that I couldn't handle and was best not to tamper with. I decided to go with a story point of my own. And I decided to put in some of my own spin, coupled with some life experiences and some, of my culture, because being Greek is something that is worth, telling. And if George Lucas could basically tell a story in Star Wars regarding, the modern political system, I said, hey, why can't I bring back, the old, Republic, ancient Greece style, and I decided to work with that. And so far it's been giving a lot because there's a lot to work with.
Yeah. And it's all Greek to you.
Yeah. Essentially.
So is Sparta near Greek?
Excuse me?
Is Sparta near Greece? No, that's a different country, right?
Sparta is actually in Greece. Yeah, it's in the Peloponnese, and I do use the Spartans as a reference. I actually make them a warrior tribe, one of the best, most elite soldiers that people have ever seen and stuff, So I decided to throw as much as I could in there because I know George Lucas also took some of the ancient Greek mythology and incorporated it into his story. So I said that it's going to be a lot easier for me to make a story because our mythology is basically one huge big storybook. And I just wanted to put that in Star Wars. Now the era is about 14 years after the Battle of Yavin. And I decided to go with the Jedi Academy storyline because it made sense to me. After Luke Skywalker destroyed the second Death Star with his friends, he would most likely want to create a Jedi Order. And don't worry, we don't have any Kylo Rens. We don't have any emo wannabe Sith boys. I do have a lot of characters that will turn into villains with motivation. I try to delve deep into the Jedi and Sith philosophy. And basically I make Luke a very prominent character because, despite the fact that he's a master, he's still learning, he's still traveling. Obviously Kyle Katarn, who is my favorite Legends character, is also incorporated in the mix. I'm like, yeah, I'm very fortunate that he has a thing going on with Jan Orson. There you go, you have a son. And I'm going to make basically the son the center point of my fan fiction. Now, obviously, everyone would want to be friends with Luke Skywalker or his son, and his son is Ben Skywalker. Just like in Legends, I do keep true to all of that, and I basically want to make a story with these two Jedi growing up, going through a lot of things together, learning about the Force in a new era of Jedi, like I've explained to you in my fan fiction. It's not so restrictive like, in Yoda's time. And I want to explore that and see what repercussions it could have to the next generation of Jedi. There's a lot of themes that I want to explore. And today I'm just going to be talking about something that I had started writing exactly 10 years ago. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm going to debut with.
Well, it's good timing for it, too. And I don't know if you even realize this, but today is like the Ides of March, right? The Roman Caesar.
Right?
And that's funny timing. With the 10 years ago, you started on this date, and you're coming back and releasing this on the Ides of March. So that's pretty cool. And I'm looking forward to see your ties that you look into with the lore that you explore, because I like the way that you described the lightsabers for the 14 years past Return of the Jedi. That stuff sounds great.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to try and paint a universe where characters could basically the repercussions after the war. I mean, like, you don't get a faction that just basically rises up to power and the aftermath of war is like shaken off completely. Obviously, you're going to be having a lot of criminal syndicates running loose, especially with Jabba dead. I tried to also show just a little bit of how the galaxy would operate past Jabba's death. And basically, the whole galaxy is in chaos right now, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to see if I can grasp what a post-war, society would be like. And the best examples that we have is after the 1940s and 50s and 60s, when society was picking themselves up after the biggest war in humanity, World War II. And I tried studying that era, and basically, this is essentially what it would be like when you're trying to rebuild. And since it's Star Wars, yeah, it's obviously going to lead again to another war. I'm not like Disney. I'm not pro-war. Okay, and we do have
friends.
Yes, we do have diversity. We have a lot of alien races and a lot of diversity. And one of my actual Jedi master, he has dark skin color and he has a afro. I'm not kidding you. This is basically what my mother's brother was like. He was really cool, and I wanted to make him a prominent character, and he also fits the diversity quota. So yay, we win.
How many females do you have in this? What's the number, and how many of them are gay?
I have actually ratioed the dialogue of females to male 10-1.
And how many people are gay?
You'll have to explore that, but basically,
that should be on your number chart before you make anything. How many?
No, but I took it a step further.
Did you make how many of them are Chinese? Do you think of these things? You're so toxic.
R2 is non-binary in this fan fiction, so don't worry.
But he's openly gay. What the fuck are you doing?
He has a thing going on with C-3PO.
C-3PO is his life partner. How dare you?
And there's the love triangle between C-3PO, R2-D2, and Lando,
I thought you were going to say BB-8. I guess Lando makes more sense.
Yeah, BB-8. There's no BB units over here.
And there's no hairdryer?
No. Sorry. We didn't find the Darth Hoochie. What was his name? Darth, I don't know. Oh, man. I didn't even get
I don't think he was a Darth. He was just Uche.
Yeah, I mean, imagine being a Sith with a name called Uche.
He wasn't even a Sith. He was just a Jedi Hunter, I think. I think it's just a Jedi Hunter. I don't even know if they said he was a Sith or not.
It's so confusing.
Because they're just like...
Raggers, man, this... it's almost 0 hour, Dang, I'm stoked. I'm very very stressed out at the same time, but I'm stoked because
You said it premieres in about an hour, right? An hour and 10 minutes.
Yep.
All
And
right. If you have a link, put that to us. Put that to me in the private chat or something, and I'll post it in the chat for you.
Sure thing. I'm actually I have tried to complete the StreamYard broadcast. The timetable. I just haven't clicked create broadcast yet. I don't know why I'm stalling so much.
Wait, hold on. So, are you trying to premiere it, or are you trying to upload it like it's like a live stream?
Well, yeah. Basically, I wanted to go with a live stream because the reading the whole thing and trying to fix my voice wasn't going to work. So I thought it was too long for an audio clip, and I decided, I'm going to broadcast this, and there's going to be people that might want to, ask something. I'd like to answer a few questions. Maybe I don't know.
If you had pre-recorded it, you could still do the premiere and answer people's questions. No.
Well, yeah, but it's been a long time since I've done a live stream, and I decided last minute, I'm like, okay, let's do this live. I actually got myself a new mic. I actually upgraded a lot of my my hardware because at the request of my subscribers, they're like, yeah, my last Darth Vader video series was the camera quality wasn't that great, so I decided to get myself a new camera and a new mic to improve my my Morgan Freeman impression. But it's still terrible.
Well, don't get me wrong. Reading live is going to be much better.
Well, I think I can take my time there because sometimes when I pre-record my voice, for some reason or another, I'm out of breath. I'm like, again, that's okay. Let's do that again. And then I'm like, I try to cut out the part where I breathe, and it's like, I don't know. It's like someone farted in the room, and I'm trying to like hold my breath or something sometimes. And I said I cannot do that for about 30 minutes or an hour, but this reading can take time.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Just kidding.
God bless you, man.
It's funny how that word live does that to you sometimes.
Oh yeah. But no, I think with the way that I would format it is I'd pre-record it, premiere it, and then be set to live stream like right after it. That's how I would do it personally. Because you can still like answer live in the comments, and then just afterward, just hey, so anybody who saw it, come on over here and hang out. And you got questions, I'm here to answer, or do a second reading. Like that's.
Well, I do have a second reading planned. Because this was a huge story to tell, so I decided, okay, break it into two parts, leave them on a cliffhanger, and because I want people asking for more. I'm not going to give the whole thing away. There's a cliffhanger at the end, and well, you're just going to have to wait and see.
True that. In a little little more than an hour, guys. Look forward to that, everybody. Coming on in. Let's see who we got here. We got German Trekkie. I thought I said German Tickle for a sec. For some reason, I don't have my glasses on. It says German Trekkie says, hello, how's it going, buddy? If you're just joining us, we got General Katarn here as a guest, and he's talking about his awesome Star Wars fan fiction that he made that is going to premiere in just about an hour.
Do you happen to have a small selection, maybe like a paragraph you could read to maybe tempt people to come to your premiere?
Right now, I actually do.
That'd be awesome.
I actually
I've
do.
heard a good portion of this. Rookie and I both heard a good portion of this. And it is very talented work. I think you guys would enjoy it.
All right, let's see which part. Now I'm actually getting, the jitters. No, not this part. They won't understand. No, not that part. There's too many males. No, not that part.
Stage fright. Just undress us with your clothes, and then you'll be okay.
That is
I can take my pants off, It helps me think. All right, so let me read a part from the Crystal Harvest. Okay, right. Did I write this? What was I drinking?
No, this is horrible. No, never mind. Screw it. Call it off. Call it off.
Okay, I'm actually looking for a part that I can read and it doesn't take things out of context. So, okay, let's start here. Okay, so I'm talking about the crystal harvest on Ilum. No, it does not become Starkiller base. It still remains as Ilum, and this is where the Jedi, at least the first batch, the first generation of Jedi, started to get their crystals, and until shit hits the fan much later. Oops, spoilers. But it's not in this part, so don't worry. I'm just trying to tell you that there's a depth to everything that I write, and I'll be really glad to explain it all whenever you guys have questions. So. Basically, this is where I'm going to start it off from. And here we go. I'm actually going to start, the beginning. You know what? The beginning makes sense, and it's cool. So here goes. Chapter 1, The Crystal Harvest. On the frozen surface of the ancient planet of Ilum touches down a Yavin runner with 5 Jedi Academy students and 2 masters. They have been chosen to harvest their very own Kyber crystal in order to assemble their lightsaber. During the first batch of Jedi learners that Luke Skywalker would escort to Ilum, the colorations of their lightsaber blades would be much more different to the regular colors such as green and blue that were prevalent in the past. Luke suspected that this had to do with the teachings he passed on to his students, due to the fact that he did not get to learn a lot from Yoda or Obi-Wan. A Jedi normally knows compassion, yet also implies restraint, so that they can pass indifference into their method, so as not to become attached. It was believed that this attachment is what can make a Jedi vulnerable to the dark side, as it preys on those who give in to their emotions. However, Luke was perhaps one of very few Jedi that could turn this around. He encourages attachment, as it was what helped rescue his friends back in the day. It was his attachment and faith in his friends and father that made him able to topple the Empire and defeat its evil emperor. This way of compassionate thinking has been ingrained into the new generation of Jedi, encouraged to tap into their emotions, and it is because of this approach to learn the Force that it translates to their coloration of lightsabers this way, the colors being predominantly yellow, orange, and pink. Green has become so scarce that Jedi students look with awe every time Luke Skywalker spars with his own lightsaber against the training droids of the Academy. But there are a few exceptions. Jedi Masters Sandas Pass and Aris Qualtor possess each a green blade. For a student, however, there has been no record so far of anyone harvesting a Kyber crystal that emits a green blade color. This put Luke into thought occasionally, and at times he would have to revise his teachings in case he has to make a few amends to his tutoring methodology. During this gathering, however, Luke would not be present, as he sends Jedi Masters Sandas Pass and Jaden Kor to escort the esteemed Padawans instead. He is curious to see if a different Jedi can produce different results. The feedback of his colleagues could be useful, as a different perspective can help widen his perception of things. And that's basically where I read to the guys last time. This is what I wanted to share with you guys real quick. So this is me talking about essentially what would happen if a new generation of Jedi would achieve if they wanted to harvest their crystals. I use Disney canon to apply the rule where, whatever you feel, whatever you emote and you put into your crystal translates into a specific blade color. And since in Jedi Academy we saw like a whole bunch of colors, I wanted to keep the myth, the romanticism behind blue and green to be, presented in a situation that, can be epic. So I didn't want like green and blue to be, very common, just
you
yet.
Want it to be oversaturated. You want it to feel more special than so common.
Yeah,
That's talented stuff. Really
It's a good way to do it. I'm curious if any Sith that you have in this, or Dark Jedi possibly, if their blades will just all be red or not. I don't know.
Well, actually, I'm really glad that you asked that, because this becomes a plot point much later. I have implemented a Jedi schism due to ideological differences. It has happened in the Old Republic, and it is the main inspiration for me to reintroduce this way of thinking, because not all Jedi agree, and it is proof that even in Yoda's era, not all Jedi Masters agreed with one another. Not everyone had the same, teaching methods, but the Jedi Order was organized in a more dogmatic way. That if you strayed away from that, you would be part. You would be an exception, and no Jedi wanted to be excluded with a force of 10,000 plus. And Luke Skywalker right now, he has no pressure, and he will trust his feelings, because his feelings and his trust in his friends were the reason that he was motivated to do what he did. So this is contrast to what Yoda teaches and Obi-Wan, and I want this to be what Luke teaches, and he encourages these emotions. And I believe that when you are a Jedi who is either a guardian wielding a green or blue color, when you put in emotions, which is something that Sith do, you have a little hint of red in green and blue, which makes it into yellow regardless. So that's why yellow is predominant, because these Jedi are mixed with both feelings from the spectrum of light and dark, because that's what Luke taught. That's how Luke learned, and that's what he's teaching right now.
It's really well thought out. Well thought out. It's like you put all this together in your mind first, which is what a good writer would do. They would create the whole situation in their mind before they just start putting pen to paper. Is that kind of what you did? Created it first?
Well, yeah. I sometimes I do think of some ideas that may seem good, and I have a piece of paper and pen, and I always write my ideas on. I have a lot of scrap paper where, some idea might just pop into my head, and then I'd be like, okay, let me just write that down and see if I can develop it into something that makes sense. And whatever you can teach someone that can help better their lives automatically makes sense. And I thought that, to me, that is that could be a successful, story or plot point, and I decided to implement it in my fan fiction.
Well, very well done, man. That's less than an hour away. Looking forward to it. If that doesn't have people's juices flowing, I don't know what will.
I really hope
I did a lap dance during and eating some fried chicken in one hand. I don't know. What else would do it?
I'm really looking forward to this, because when I get to read it, I don't read it as a creator. I also get to read it as someone that is watching it also for the first time. Every time, because I'm not that eccentric, to read my fan fiction when I'm bored. I work on it when I feel that I want to work on it. It's like a side project. It's not like an ego vanity project. It's not like my autobiography, although I do have some hints of life experiences that I put in the book here. And that's how I worked on it.
Well, it's very well done, man. I'm loving it. I'm eager to hear from it. Will Gentry says it's like an artist having doodles everywhere. A writer can have lots of little notes and ideas everywhere.
Actually, that's pretty accurate.
Pretty much. But is there any last things that you want to say about it, or about your project, or anything before we start closing out?
Well, I'm going to be issuing some more parts when I'm done with them. I'm going to be pre-recording them and or going live. I'll see how the flow goes, and I will be posting some more parts of it. I think that if this has a good reception, I can invest more time into my fan fiction and sort of make it a thing, as opposed a pastime. Hobby. I want to look into it more, and hopefully I can inspire people once again with the greatness that is Star Wars,
Hell yeah, very ambitious stuff, man. Love it.
Well put. The greatness that is Star Wars. That really
Yep. I agree. Will Gentry says it's something that you do when feeling it, you're in the right mood. I was the same way when I was doing some writing. I had to be in the right mood to do good work. Yeah. I know
that's true. That's true. You can't. I've had some moments where I've had some very slow Tuesdays in my life where I was trying to force myself to push on the plot, and I said to myself, if I force myself to push the plot further, right now it's going to look rushed when I either read it to someone or someone hears it for the first time. It's going to look lazy, and it's not going to make a lot of sense. So Look, a lot of things I say may not make sense. I will have some mistakes. I'm pretty sure that I do. But, I'm trying to keep true in the theme of Star Wars, and I think that it could be my saving grace in case, my writing doesn't cut it. But we'll see. We'll see how the world perceives it, and I'll go on with it.
Hell yeah. Love it. Flipped out, any last things that you would like to say?
Well, I'm glad you came on before your premiere, and I liked hearing that again. And your insight into it was just amazing, man. You're right; it brings a real epicness to something as simple as lightsabers, and it doesn't feel woke, obviously, which is just wonderful. It's a feeling of happiness that washed over me, and the myth. You kept the myth alive in it, which was awesome. So I'm very much looking forward to your reading, and I'm glad you came on, man.
Thanks, man. Oh, I'm really shaking right now out of excitement because this really encourages me to do a lot more work into this, and this coming from you guys specifically, it's all I needed to hear, man.
Oh, yeah, no problem. We got your back, brother. So everybody, in less than an hour, go check out General Katarn and his channel. He's going to be doing a live stream premiere of his newest fan fiction Star Wars project. So listen to that. If you guys heard some of that today during our stream, then you must be very titillated and excited to get a good look at that. We'll help tweet you out and spread the word around so people will come and go and see you. So
Thanks,
without further ado, have a good one, everybody, and we'll see you guys later.
This is Sparta! This is Sparta!